Your mind doesn't just think. It analyzes everything. A small message, a simple conversation, a tiny moment, and suddenly your mind starts replaying it. Maybe I shouldn't have said that. Why did they reply like that? What do they think about me now? Sometimes it feels like your brain never really stops, and then a question appears in your mind. Why do I overthink so much? People often say, just relax, stop thinking too much. But if it were that easy, you would have done it already. But the truth might be something different. What if you became an overthinker because you were once a good child? And good children often learn to think about everything. Pause for a moment and think about your childhood. What kind of child were you? Were you the child who didn't argue much? The one who listened to teachers? The one who tried not to create problems at home? The one who didn't want to upset anyone? People probably said things like, "You're such a mature kid, so well behaved. This child never causes trouble." Everyone thought it was just your personality, but something deeper was happening inside your mind. You were learning to observe people. Is mom in a good mood today? Is dad angry or calm? Should I speak right now? Or stay quiet? Did I say something wrong? Slowly, your brain started developing a habit of noticing everything. Because somewhere inside you learned something important. If I pay attention to everything, maybe I can avoid problems. And that's where the seed of overthinking begins. At the time, you were simply becoming a responsible child, but your mind was learning another rule. Before making any decision, think carefully. If I say this, what will happen? If I do that, what will people think? And slowly, simple things start becoming complicated. Sending a message? You read it 5 times before sending it. Someone replies late? Your mind creates 10 different possibilities. A conversation ends? Your brain replays it again and again. And eventually you start asking yourself, why am I like this? What if your overthinking is not actually a weakness? What if it's simply a habit your mind developed during childhood? Because good children often care deeply about other people's feelings. They don't want to hurt anyone. They don't want to create problems, so they try to do everything carefully. And when a child spends years being careful, their brain automatically learns to analyze everything. Think about this. Were you the child who rarely asked for help? The one who adjusted quietly? The one who understood situations without complaining? The one who didn't want to make others uncomfortable? If yes, then your mind may have been following a silent rule. I must be perfect. I must not be a problem. I must keep everyone comfortable. And when a child carries that pressure silently, the mind starts searching for control. Overthinking becomes a way to feel safe. If I think about every possibility, maybe I won't make a mistake. If I analyze everything, maybe nobody will get upset. But eventually, something important becomes clear. Life cannot be fully controlled, no matter how much you think. Sometimes people will misunderstand you. Sometimes situations will still go wrong. And when overthinkers realize this, they feel something strange. A little fear, but also a little freedom. Because that's when you start understanding something powerful. You don't have to get everything perfect. Overthinkers are often emotionally intelligent people. They notice details others miss. They understand emotions deeply. They care about people. But when sensitivity exists without balance, the mind becomes exhausted. And eventually a person starts wondering, what's wrong with me? But maybe nothing is wrong with you. A child who tried to understand everyone. A child who tried very hard to be good. And your mind is still following the habits it learned back then. But slowly, something can change. You don't have to analyze every situation. You don't have to make perfect decisions every time. Sometimes being misunderstood is part of life. Sometimes being imperfect is normal. And when an overthinker begins to accept this, something surprising happens. The mind starts feeling lighter. So if you ever wonder, why do I overthink so much? The answer might be simpler than you think. Because once upon a time, you were just a good child. And your mind never forgot the lessons it learned back then. If you saw yourself somewhere in this video, then you're probably not alone. There are many people in the world who look strong and calm on the outside, but carry a lot silently inside. If you want to understand psychology, human behavior, and hidden emotional patterns. Consider subscribing to the channel. Here we try to understand the feelings people rarely talk about. And if you're an overthinker, this channel might help you understand yourself a little better.